random person, Sab Nino here. Welcome back to, I believe, episode 6 of Sab Merch Odyssey. And boy oh boy, I have been dying to make this video. Today we're going to be opening up the Area X SpongeBob pineapple set. However, just like most episodes of Sab Merch Odyssey, I'm going to be showing off some other stuff I got since then. For instance, probably one of my favorite items in my collection, something I lovingly call the Nickmas tree. I used to own this tree when I was very little, like 4 to 5 years old. So having this in my collection, honestly, it makes me really happy. Unfortunately, it came out in January and not December, so it's a little out of season, but Casper was able to convince me to just have it on display for a little bit. And well, it's a nice display piece, especially since it's very hard to find. It came with a box as well. For whatever reason, someone drew SpongeBob with bloodshot eyes, but it's the same print on the backside, so that one's thankfully safe. But this is the Toys R Us exclusive item, which makes me feel old. Even though Toys R Us is still around, that still makes me feel old because it's definitely not as big as it was when I was a kid. The only thing that's missing are the 6 bubble balls that are shown on the box. But one thing I appreciate that the seller did is to replace them. They actually gave me a shit ton of extra ornaments. For instance, the original only came with 4 SpongeBobs and 1 Patrick. Well, now I have 2 Patricks, 1 Squidward, 1 Sandy, and 1 Mr. Krabs. It also came with 4 other SpongeBobs, but they were just smaller versions of the ones that came with the Nickmas tree, so I didn't feel the need to hang them up. I don't know, maybe one of these days I'll get my own ornaments for this tree, but I feel like it would be a little imbalanced given that all the ornaments are small, and this isn't the size of a usual Christmas tree. It's like a nicer Charlie Brown tree. This is the Charlie Brown tree once everyone gave it the care it deserved. Now that I showed off the Nickmas tree, let's talk about the Area X pineapple. First off, it came with this. Basically just a card of approval, I think. I have no idea what this does. It says play in now, and here's a thing that says welcome to Pineapple House, which is grammarly incorrect. It should say welcome to the Pineapple House or welcome to SpongeBob's Pineapple House, but oh well. And I tried scanning this QR code because AliExpress actually shipped this in 2 bags, and I thought this QR code would have been the instructions, but unfortunately it wasn't, so I had to wait. So my pineapple for a while was just a husk. I was able to build the minifigures early, but yeah, this is, I believe, where you can win stuff. And I don't even think this QR code even works in the US because it showed like some sort of messenger app. But I do like how this looks, it's cute. Also, unlike the Area X Krusty Krab, this only came with 1 set of instructions, as you'll see in a minute, but I do like the pineapple packaging, really cute. I'm sorry if my voice kind of cracks and stuff. I had a strep throat for a while, and I'm still kind of recovering from that, so yeah. I just noticed this, but this is a reference to the episode Unreal Estate. If you're a fan of the channel, you definitely know that episode because of the theme song parodies. I have no idea what any of this says, but I like the Squidward silhouette. It shows all the features. Probably shouldn't be showcasing any of this, but it shows these. They're apparently called SpongeBob Wonder Dreams. I kind of want those. These are the good friends SpongeBob and Patrick. I've seen like videos of these and they look really cute. I know for the 25th anniversary, a bunch of artists from all over the world draw their own interpretation of SpongeBob, and I think this is one of them. Because in some episodes of Comfort Cartoons, I have seen these on different products, and they're really cute. Here's the Area X Krusty Krab, which I've already talked about on this channel. These 4 were on the Area X Krusty Krab. However, since then, they've actually extended this set of good friends from 4 to 8, where they have a Secret Krusty Krab, which is a reference to Band in Bikini Bottom, the Chum Bucket. I really love that Karen, Mr. Krabs' anchor, and Sandy's Freedom, which is really cool because I didn't think we'd ever get a Sandy figure. One thing I also appreciate about this one in particular is how it gives you an option to both have Sandy in her suit and her Freedom attire, so it's also very versatile. More versatile than any figurine of Sandy ever. Also, just like with Lego SpongeBob and Mega Bloks SpongeBob, I love how expressive a lot of these figures are. You don't get the same SpongeBob twice. That's awesome. I think we have finally reached the interesting parts of the instructions, so enough stalling, let's discuss the pineapple. Okay, correction, there's going to be a little bit more stalling because I'm going to show off the minifigures first. So here is the SpongeBob figure. Oh cool, I just noticed. SpongeBob actually has a little bit of side printing there. That's neat. I wish that was the same with his side and top holes, especially since the Snap and Switch and the Mega Bloks ones do that too. But he's still cute. The only downside is that he is very similar to the Krusty Krab one. Here's the Krusty Krab for comparison. They're very similar faces, not identical, and honestly I might like the pineapple one better, but they are very similar, and I wish they gave SpongeBob like a different face. It's not that big of a deal. It would be nice to have a little bit of variety. Here's Patrick. I really like Patrick's shape in the Area X sets, and this is the Krusty Krab one for comparison. I will say that Patrick's face does share a slightly different expression, so it does do a little bit better than SpongeBob, though I don't get why his mouth is so big. What's up with that? It's kind of creepy. But I do actually like this Patrick a lot better. It reflects more Patrick as a character and looks less dead compared to this one. Next up is Squidward, who they actually tried giving a new expression to. However, there's kind of an issue with that, because as you can see, he's smiling, but his mouth is permanently frowning. Like, the base shape of his head gives him a permanent frown, so it looks kind of creepy. I like how Mega Bloks handles this, where they give Squidward's head shape, like that part of Squidward's head, like a more neutral pose, so they can give whatever mouth they want. They even make it bigger so he can open his mouth. So I say if they wanted to do that, they should have gone that route, but I do appreciate them giving Squidward a new expression, because as you can see in the Krusty Krab set, he's doing the thing, that one stock art pose that you see on just about every piece of stock art ever. Well, this one reflects the smiling Squidward stock art that is also very common, but not as common as this one. I might like this one better though, solely due to the frown matching the frown sculpt better, but I do like the attempt at least. I knew we'd get this face eventually. The infamous stock art Mr. Krabs. He still looks really good though, and they've actually made like a pretty big improvement to this. Because in the Krusty Krab set, I mentioned how these are the same color as this shell, but here they made them slightly darker, so good job Area X, you've actually improved upon yourself. I say both of them are exactly the same quality, so I don't have many complaints. I guess it is weird that Mr. Krabs' nose is so thick, but that's like very minor. And the most interesting addition, we got our first Sandy, and she looks great. This might be one of my favorite Sandys out of like the buildable sets, especially since they've actually done something that no other buildable Sandy has done. Her flower. Well, okay. Mega Bloks does include her flower, and Snap and Switch does it, but as a sticker, which is stupid. But here, it's actually a physical piece. It does kind of go through the helmet, but that's okay. And one thing I found really interesting is the way you actually build it. So in most Sandys, you typically have to put her head in first, then wrap the helmet on. However, here, you actually have to put Sandy's head in the helmet, and then you place it down like so. Personally, I don't think the order really matters, but it is a very interesting choice. Also, one thing I do want to add is that there's actually two versions of the pineapple. There's the common version that you can get for cheaper, and there's the ultimate version. I got the ultimate version, and the main reason why I'm saying this is because Sandy is not in the common version, neither is the figure coming up. It only comes with SpongeBob, Patrick, Squidward, and Mr. Krabs. Which, personally, if I were to be in charge of that, I would have replaced Mr. Krabs with Sandy, because I think she's definitely much more fitting for a set themed around SpongeBob's house, because, like, does Mr. Krabs really have a reason to be there? Unless it was, like, a party or something work crisis related. Anyway, let's get to our last figure. This random guy, or should I say random person, because that's my catchphrase. I had one job and I blew it. But yeah, you just get this random fish. I don't know why. What's he doing at SpongeBob's house? Is he meant to be Perch Perkins? Because he doesn't really look like Perch. But he has a suit, so I'm guessing he's some sort of news reporter. And he has a similar color to the movie Perch Perkins, or Perch without makeup. But he looks very similar to this customer from the Krusty Krab. And just like that fish, he looks like he's hiding shit. But one thing I just noticed, I think I forgot to point out, is that there's leg articulation on the fish, but not on the characters. I wonder what's up with that. Because personally, if I were to do this for consistency, I wouldn't give them leg articulation. Kind of like what NanoBlocks did with all their background fish. Because trust me, there are a ton of background fish in NanoBlocks SpongeBob. Almost too many. But okay, enough minifigure talk. Let's discuss this base. This base is the bane of my existence. I had to rebuild it twice and had to fix it like 6 to 5 times. Because no matter what, parts of this kept breaking. And it reaches a point where I wish this was just one piece, because for a base, it should be very sturdy. You know, when I was talking about the Area X Krusty Krab, I did get one comment saying that that one point where part of the Krusty Krab broke was kind of suspicious, and they questioned as to if I had anger issues. And the answer is, I don't. Though if I actually recorded me trying to fix this over and over, you would definitely think that I did. But the honest truth is, at least in my experience, other people might have a different experience to me. Certain sections of Area X are just very hard to put together because there's a lot of Technic pieces for this thing to spin. So you have to balance these pieces with those and trying to make sure everything is in place. I'm still afraid of this breaking on me. But enough about my incompetence as a builder. One other addition I appreciate about the Ultimate Edition is all the Easter eggs. The only one that doesn't make sense to me is this enter sign, because why would SpongeBob own an enter sign? That's the Krusty Krab's thing. It also comes with a bubble stand, because of course. Another thing I find really cool are the jellyfish, because like they come in all shapes and sizes in this set. Like we have the big jellyfish here, which uses the seaweed pieces for the tentacles. There's the chef hat jellyfish, which makes me really nostalgic for Lego SpongeBob. And probably my personal favorite, these smaller ones. They're so cute. They're like little baby octopi. If anything, I wish this came with more jellyfish, because they're really cute. But there's also this jellyfish, which is zapping, which is also a nice touch. There's these bikini bottom buildings. They're a little fragile, but that's okay. They're easy to fix, unlike the base itself. But it's a nice touch because, well, on Con Street, there's typically a bunch of those like in the background. I also like the greenery. For instance, this coral formation. I know I've used this exact piece in Lego Jellyfish Fields in that Lego SpongeBob comeback. Oh, and the clams are really cute, and they open up. You know, in Lego SpongeBob, I'm surprised they didn't introduce any clams, because the only time I've seen Lego SpongeBob use this piece is for boating school chairs, but it's whatever. Also, this isn't an issue with this set, but just kind of something I've questioned about the show itself. We have a prominent sea star character, but despite this, there is sea star greenery. An example I can think of off the top of my head is Saving Bikini Bottom, but it might be the case in Sponge on the Run, but that never made any sense to me. Are there fish in Bikini Bottom that are more affected by Neptune's moon than others? That's my only guess. Also, despite the shape, this is not Patrick's Rock. I'll actually show off this feature right now. So this Patrick's Rock looking thing is actually a spinner, so you can spin around the pineapple. Oh, one thing I also forgot to bring up, the SpongeBob's Place sign. It lights up. But one thing I've always found interesting about this, like once I found the screenshots, is that this pineapple is one solid shape. Like, does it look great? Oh, absolutely. It has working windows. It has a working door, kind of blocked by the greenery. This is a nitpick, but this whole section of the door should not open. Also, I wish this spun. I don't know. I like the spinny spins. A part of me sort of wishes that you can build the exterior, but maybe for the sake of simplicity and for my wallet's sake, maybe it's best that they didn't do that. The only other downside I have is the chimney looks a little small, but that's a huge nitpick. Go away, base. Feck you. Get out of here. You are not loved. Oh, and another thing I'll say about the base, in the regular version, you don't get any of the Easter eggs. You don't get the bubble stand. You don't get the SpongeBob's Place sign. I don't even think you get the jellyfish. It's just a plain base, so. I'm just saying this for, like, all the people who are legit considering buying this, because I feel like that is very important to know when deciding, because I don't want people to buy the normal edition and then, like, realize last minute that, oh, there's a better version. Why didn't I get that one? Which I almost did. But here's the exterior. Here's SpongeBob's living room. It comes with SpongeBob's iconic chair, which is really good. TV is at a weird angle, but it makes sense for the build. And you get this fish. I kind of wish we had that like fish hook decoration over there. Or wait, this should have been over here and a fish hook should have been over there. But it's not that big of a deal. But I will say, I wish there was a way to make this wall blue, like in the show. But knowing Area X, I feel like if they did that, then it would probably be a very obnoxious sticker. So maybe that's the reason why they didn't do that. Oh, speaking of stickers, I still struggle with those, which you'll see in a minute. But one thing I don't understand is that some of the sand pieces are printed, but some you have to apply with stickers. So why not make all of them printed? It would be a lot easier since the pieces of the stickers are so tiny. They're kind of like you stick them on, then you peel them, and a lot of those little dots kept like falling off no matter how much I applied pressure to them. But maybe that's a skill issue. We also got SpongeBob's gym. Oh, there's also these spinny things to display your characters on. However, you can't do this when you're gonna close up the pineapple because they'll just fall off, and it's kind of hard to see, but like these are much lower than these, so these will fall off. But it comes with a punching bag, it comes with this I Heart Pain, and of course it comes with the iconic stuffed animal weights. I have no idea what this is though. If anyone knows what this is, please comment below because I have no idea. I thought at first it was the personal robot assistant that SpongeBob gave Patrick in the gift of gum, but the design doesn't really reflect that. My other guess is a scale because there's a little like odometer there. It's just nearly impossible to see unless you look at it really close up. And here's the kitchen. And off the bat, I adore the salt shakers because they're like attached on a little string, which sort of scared me because I was afraid I was gonna have to tie them onto the salt shakers, but no tying is required, so that was nice. The one thing I don't understand is Gary on the door. Why is he on this door when he's up here? He's up here, so that's unnecessary. Same with Patrick in the door. He's in the set. It's less of a big deal, but you can close it, so you can easily hide it, but this still kind of sucks. Also, as you can see here, the sticker broke, because like there's actually an issue with these types of stickers. It accidentally stuck in the wrong location, and I was trying to get it off, but it ended up peeling off, and I couldn't get it off. I couldn't fix it. So unfortunately, it looks like he's going, here's Johnny. Also, for whatever reason, the kitchen is the biggest location of the pineapple. I wonder why that is. It still looks really cool though. And we get a little plankton, which does make a lot of sense given that there are Krabby Patties. Maybe that's why Mr. Krabs is in the set. And there's also this box, which comes with a bunch of cleaning stuff. I just put them in here because I didn't know what else to do with them, and the instructions didn't say what you're supposed to do with them. So it's cool that there's storage space. And in SpongeBob's bedroom, you get a treasure chest. It comes with money and a diamond. Now I definitely understand why Mr. Krabs is in here. SpongeBob, I hope you have a key for this. Also, this is kind of random, but there's actually a charger port of all things. I can't use this on my phone because, first off, I'm using my phone to record this, and second, the end of my phone charger is a USB, so it wouldn't even fit. But SpongeBob's bedroom does look really cool, like the diving board. It's interesting how they featured the most useless character in SpongeBob, Shelly. Seriously, this character serves nothing. I'm currently playing the SpongeBob movie PC game, and they actually pointed out how he flew away. And in some Sponge on the Run concept art, when they were designing SpongeBob's bedroom, there was one piece of concept art where they replace him with a lantern. That's how useless he is. So that's one element of SpongeBob that I never understood. Why does SpongeBob have a clam when nobody on the show gives him any stories? Speaking of Gary, he looks pretty good. He does look a little clunky, but I do like a lot of the piece usage. Like, they actually printed on the slime trail, which is also a really cool addition. I think the only downside is kind of like the clunkiness, the chunkiness of the shell, and I wish his eyes were bigger, though I do like the reference to Lego SpongeBob with the cherry piece, intentional or not. There's also this hole, which has always been in SpongeBob's room, but no one knows where it goes to. This set implies that it drops you to the kitchen, but this doesn't have a stairway like in the show, so this replica isn't accurate. Oh, and since we're in SpongeBob's bedroom, this also lights up. Just like the Krusty Krab, it lights up, and for the most part, they actually hide the strands decently well. People have told me that I've probably built the Krusty Krab wrong, and that's the reason why the wires were very noticeable. I don't know, eventually I might go back to the instructions, but here, they're hidden really well. And for our last location, the bathroom and the library. The library doesn't have much to showcase. It does have a few notable books, like this one on London bridges, which is an interesting choice. They're all kind of crammed in here. No, one piece fell off. You know what, since I'm fixing the library anyway, might as well show off the other book Easter eggs. There's this one that just says heads. It just says head, and it shows like this tiny little guy. And it has this Friends Forever book, which is an iconic reference to Dying for Pie, which is one of my personal favorite episodes. Okay, I am back. Anyway, the library doesn't have much to offer, but I do appreciate its inclusion. Though I don't get why there's Kelpo and Gary's food in here. This is the can of Snail Po from I Was a Teenage Gary, and here's SpongeBob's bathroom. Unfortunately, due to the way this was built, this wall is brown, which is inaccurate to the show, but that's okay. It comes with a rubber ducky. And down here, this is a reference to Truth or Square, where SpongeBob gets absorbed, goes through the ringer, and goes into there. It's kind of hard to explain, so I'll probably show footage of it. Speaking of which, I'm surprised this doesn't come with his ringer. I know in the normal edition, they exclude the library and just show SpongeBob's bathroom. Or at least that's what I'm assuming. I'll show a photo of it if that's the case. But if that's the case, which I'm assuming it is, does it include the ringer there? Oh, and this actually has a play feature. You can launch people out of the bathtub. It's really cute. Unnecessary, but I like it a lot. Oh, and one thing I almost forgot to point out, there's actually a piece in this set that came broken. This one. I'm pretty sure it came like this. It's not that big of an issue. I hope everyone who gets this set has better luck than I did. Also, there was a piece that I remember that actually looked dirty, but thankfully, I was able to hide it, so it's not that big of a deal, and it's not like it was gross. It just looked like it was spray painted or something. It didn't feel like anything, it didn't feel like ketchup or anything like that, but that still felt important to note. But I don't think that's any issue on Area X's end. Something I completely forgot to mention, this comes with a roof. Though the miscolored Gary's food bowl, it's the stock art where it's purple, which I guess makes sense, but it's not accurate. Also, why isn't it down here or in the living room or even in the kitchen? It's something minor, but still just something I'd point out. Actually, I'm gonna turn this off for the sake of battery preservation. Another thing I completely forgot to bring up, there's some Easter eggs on the back of SpongeBob's house. Comes with a frying pan for some reason. I don't know why that's there. There's also a trash bag, which does make more sense. And it comes with a mat, which has a little key, which is a nice reference to SpongeBob's house party. Though I will say, I wish the mat itself says ahoy for no reason other than the fact that in the white label era of SpongeBob merchandise, there was always a Nick Knowledge section where it just says that SpongeBob's Matt says ahoy. Now, let's compare it to some stuff. Okay, the first comparison is the Mega Block SpongeBob set Bad Neighbors of the pineapple itself. Though it probably has one of my least favorite interiors. It's just, it doesn't have anything. There's literally nothing. All it really has is this thing where you can put SpongeBob in and like launch jellyfish. That was something that Mega Bloks was like obsessed with, launching jellyfish. Oh, speaking of which, I really do not like how the jellyfish were rubber, because this is falling apart at the seams. It did not age well. So in terms of exterior, I might like this one better than this, solely because you can build it, but this one is more accurate. I don't know. Both of them are really different. And unfortunately, I don't have the Lego SpongeBobs to compare it to. However, if I were to compare this to any Lego SpongeBob set, it would be Good Neighbors at Bikini Bottom. It basically has almost everything that you'd want from a Lego SpongeBob set. Plus, it's also a set that only features the pineapple. Which makes sense because I'm sure if this had Squidward's and Patrick's houses, it would be kind of overpriced. And for the last and probably fitting comparison, the Jimora pineapple. I covered this a long time ago, and unfortunately since then, it has not aged the greatest. But it has a similar premise of a molded pineapple shape, mostly built leaves, and an interior. I say out of all the interiors of all the sets, of all the pineapple, I say I'd probably put this one in second place and this one at number 1. But the main downside with this one is just how fragile it is. I don't like it. Once I figure out a way to reposition stuff, I will definitely be replacing this with this, because this is just a better display piece in every way, especially since this one has seen better days. And for the smaller Jamor set that I've also covered, and the Snap and Switch SpongeBob pineapples, I'll be real, I don't know where they are right now. And to add on to that, I don't even think they're good enough to be compared to this. They're just tiny, affordable pineapples compared to this not so affordable, better quality one. I would compare it to the Area X Krusty Krab, but well, this green screen is kind of cluttered right now, so I'll just leave it here. I might like the Area X Krusty Krab a little better, solely because you can build the exterior. Plus, it gave me less issues. I think the only issue I remember having is one set of pieces that just won't go down, no matter how hard I try to connect them. While I was here, I had to fix this base 6 or 7 times and probably more. It is super fragile. But if you are a big SpongeBob fan and wanting something to fill that Lego SpongeBob void that all of us have been experiencing, then first off, watch my What If Lego SpongeBob Had a Comeback video, and maybe consider getting the set, because I think this is as good as it's gonna get for a while. I say out of all the modern SpongeBob building sets, I think Area X has been doing the best job. The main downside is some pieces not clicking, and the fact that it's a China exclusive. Why can't this be in the US? I'm happy I'm able to order them online, but still a little sad. But what do you think of this pineapple? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Are you mixed on it? Comment below. Also, I'm curious on if Area X is gonna do a big set again, or if they're gonna stick to the smaller sets now. Would they build Squidward's house? Would they make Squidward's and Patrick's house? I feel like if they did do that, they would have to combine the two, or leave Patrick evicted. But I don't know, would they do that? I'm really curious on what big set they would do. Because, I know there's, a bunch of smaller sets based on certain key locations of the show. But, well, they made 2 pineapple ones, as you saw in the instructions, so that didn't stop them from making this pineapple. But this is where I'm going to wrap things up when it comes to the Area X pineapple house. If you only came here for the pineapple, then you can just go. But if you want to see all the other stuff in my collection, then feel free to stick around. There's a ton of SpongeBob stuff. Okay, the first non-Area X thing I'm gonna showcase is something that is very thin. I went back to Miniso and got one of these Jamor mystery things. I've already opened this, so I'm just gonna show you what was inside. It just came with this little build based on the episode Enchanted Tiki Dreams. I'm pretty sure this is the exact or a similar outfit to the one he wore in there. I don't like how his feet don't show there though. It's just looks like he has very long pants. Unfortunately, there's not much here, but I wasn't expecting much if I'm being honest. I just thought it'd be just a cute little side build to do. But I think the bigger sets are better. Plus, you can fit them in here, which is very convenient. Next up is something that I find really cool. I found this flying Dutchman at Box Lunch. You know, I always think about like what niche characters have gotten a plush and what haven't. Like how Pearl and Mrs. Puff are like impossible to get right now, and the only Larry the Lobster is like $100, and there's no Karen listing either. All of the gal pals are like gone, just wiped out of existence. When I was talking about this with Casper, we kept saying how like a Flying Dutchman plush would be really cool, but we didn't expect anything to happen until Search for SquarePants comes out, which does happen at the very end of this year, so I'm hella excited. But I wasn't expecting them to make a Flying Dutchman plush until then, because you know with the theatrical movies they will go all out, but this is a cute Dutchman plush. It's really neat. It's probably the best Flying Dutchman anything right now. It is interesting how he's holding a little SpongeBob, though I kind of wish it was a Velcro instead. But it's still cute, though I don't really understand his ghostly tail. It kind of looks like a bump. Typically in the show it's like straight, so I don't get it. But other than that, this is a great translation of the Dutchman in plush form. Speaking of plushes, another character that never got a plush until now, Bubble Bass. This is my very first YouTooz item. What an interesting start. I've seen a lot of these plushes at Spencer's. I must say, the Plankton plush is so uncharacteristically cute, but Bubble Bass is translated decently well. He is permanently sitting, and this part isn't that comfortable to hold, but I think these are more like display plushes and less cuddle plushes. He's like crossing his arms. I only really have two critiques with this. First off, his head is pretty big. I feel like they should have like shrunk his head a little bit because he just has like a massive forehead. And second, I wish they incorporated like the YouTooz branding more subtly. For instance, I know on most SpongeBob YouTooz, they typically use this as like a highlight in their eyes, which I personally think is a better way of doing things. Because here, it looks like he's squinting, which doesn't make any sense because his eyelids are resting like this. So it kind of makes my head hurt just thinking, how the hell is he doing both at the same time? But to all of you Bubble Bass fans, I would recommend. Even though he's kind of a little overused in the show right now, I do like that he finally gets some plush toy rep. And I hope we get more like obscure characters in the future, or even re-releases of other ones. Like, it would be awesome to have like a Squilliam plush or a Neptune plush. Maybe Bubble Buddy if that's possible. Or give us another Pearl and Mrs. Puff. Or Karen. They're characters that deserve it. Especially Karen. Give us like a cute little YouTooz plush or something of just Karen and Plankton. I would buy that. Now let's discuss some non-SpongeBob stuff that I've gotten. When I went to Miniso, I found this really cute We Bare Bears packaging. And my honest first reaction was, oh my goodness, they still release We Bare Bears? I love We Bare Bears. So I felt like I had to get this. Because the only other things I've gotten were the Sonic toys, and I didn't think those were great. Sonic toys honestly suck. But I got Panda. He's really cute. It's not like the best material. It's kind of like a rubbery, but you know, it's cute. And with We Bare Bears, it doesn't have to be like the highest quality thing ever, but it comes with some stickers and I'm probably not gonna use. This one says Panda, this one says cute, this is a bunch of shapes. I feel like this is a reference to something, I don't know. And we also got a bunch of donuts. I honestly love this. And one thing that I really appreciate is how each bear has equal representation, with 2 ice bears, 2 pandas, and 2 grizzlies. It would be cool to get some other characters like Chloe and I'm blanking on his name, but the one Lorax looking guy and the ranger. But I understand why they didn't like include them, because let's be honest, the bears are more marketable. And the last thing on my Miniso list, I got this My Melody and Kuromi thing, because honestly, this box art just looks really cool. They're like very fancy, and there's 6 to collect, just like with the We Bare Bears one. I like how all of them get equal rep, but I ended up getting My Melody, specifically the one on the box. And look at how cute she is. I love her blush, I love her outfit. The material looks really good too. It's almost looks like glass. I would have mistaken this for a ceramic figure. Not much to say on this, honestly. It just has great attention to detail. Also, when I was at Hot Topic the other day, I found this My Melody NanoBlock. You know, it's simple, but it gets the job done. I am not used to these small of pieces though. This is smaller than the typical Lego brick, which is why they're called NanoBlocks. But I am actually in a Lego group right now, and I've actually told them about this set that I've made, and I saw a few of their sets, a few of NanoBlock sets, and they're really cute. I especially want the Miku one. But this is where I'm gonna end things off. Which item was your favorite? Feel free to comment below. And as always, it's all Sab from here.